Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. Presented by DeSoto and the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And now here he is, the one, the only...
$1,500 for one of our couples. And if any of them say the secret word, the Duck will come down and pay him $100. The word tonight is food. Okay, Duck, back to the cornfield. George, who's first?
Groucho, Mrs. Irene Left and Mr. Robert Back are waiting to talk to you, so folks, you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Irene Left and Robert's Back, eh? Irene, I'll start with you. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Forest Park, Illinois, Groucho. That's about 10 miles the other side of Chicago.
Oh, I know. I used to play in the summer park there in Vaudeville years ago. It's on the north side. Do you mind telling us how old you are, Irene?
Believe it or not, Groucho, I'm 59.
59. Now, well, I believe it. We don't fool around on this show. Huh? There's no bootlicking up here. Your name is Robert Back?
That's right, Groucho.
Well, how are you today? You're not angry, are you?
No, not at all. Sorry.
How old are you, Bob?
Well, I'm 20 right now, Groucho.
Well, how old are you when I asked you?
I aged a bit.
You said you aged rapidly, didn't you? Where are you from?
Well, I'm one of the seldom seen native people of Hollywood.
Oh. What kind of a job do you have, Bob?
Well, I'm not working. I'm a student at the University of Southern California. Right now.
No. How long have you been going to college? Are you a senior?
I've been going to college about 3.5 years. I'm a freshman right now.
Well, that's nice, I think. You must love it there, huh?
Become attached to it.
You've been in college 3 years and you're still a freshman?
Well,
You're just barely holding your own, aren't you? Well, what do you play on the football team? Left back?
No, perhaps I better explain myself.
Well, I should think so.
No, about my first 3.5 years, I worked as a singer and other little theatrical things, and my schooling in college, of course, was studying voice and music and related things such as dramatics and so forth. But however, at the beginning of this semester, I started in architecture, so therefore, I'm a freshman.
Why did you... I think there's a sophomore up in the audience. Either that or she's laying an egg. I don't know. I know I am. I don't know whether she is. Why did you give up singing for architecture?
Oh, I haven't by no means given it up. I plan to combine both, of course, studying the architecture and singing at the same time.
Well, you ought to have a brilliant future. I'll bet there aren't 5 singing architects in the whole country.
Sure.
Frank Lloyd Wright is about the only one I know, and he sings tenor most of the time. Irene, let's find out some more about you. Do you have any kids?
No, I don't.
Children?
I don't have any kids, Groucho, but I have some children.
Oh, I see. Well, how old are these goats?
Well, I have Robert is 39, and Howard is 36, and Melvin's 23.
Oh, same age as Benny, huh? They're all grown, huh?
They're all grown.
And now you're beginning to take things easy, huh?
Margot takes up most of my time now.
You mean you have a daughter named Margot?
Yes, Groucho. I have a 15-month-old.
Well, that's wonderful for a girl. How old did you say you were, 57?
Well, this is a chimp. A 15-month-old chimp.
A chimp?
Uh-huh.
Well, my daughter's a little like a chimp. What's she like? Could you describe her?
Yes, Groucho. I have it right in the back here. My husband has it.
Your husband? Well, let's bring her out and let's see her, huh? Shake hands, boy. Oh, girl. Can she do any tricks?
Yes, Groucho. She sits in her high chair. She lives in the house with us. She sits in her high chair and she eats with her spoon and her fork, and she drinks her milk out of a cup.
Oh, that's wonderful, huh?
Mm-hmm. And
this is the last kid you're going to have, I suppose.
Would you like to have her kiss you?
Kiss me? Well, you see, my manicurist is watching, and she gets very jealous when I go around kissing strange baboons. A sleepy baboon, a lighter tune. Margot, it's been nice knowing you. I'd like to have you take part in the quiz, but that wouldn't be fair to our other contestants. So, Margot, you just keep your trap shut, even if you know the answer. Now, you selected the musical category. These are all top tunes of the last 20 years. What are you going to start with?
80.
80. Oh. You better ask Margot first.
Margot, is it okay?
She says yes.
All right, this was one of the hits of 1935. Give me the... This was one of the hits of 35. Give me the title of it. Play, Jack. What is it?
Till I once again with
That's
you.
right. You now have $80 more.
You now have $180.
How much?
70.
70?
80?
Okay, 80.
80.
You had 80.
You had 80.
Had 80.
You want 80 again? It's easier.
90.
Okay, 90.
Sonny Schuyler added English words to this Latin tune. You tell me the name of it.
It's Besame Mucho.
Sing it.
Groucho.
Sing it.
I don't believe I know the words.
You now have $270.
Now, what do you want to go for? One of the hits of the Broadway musical Pajama Game was this song. Let's see if you can identify it, and I want you to sing it. Play it, Jack.
Nando's Hideaway, but please save me from singing it.
Okay.
You now have $340.
This song was an import from France in 1945. Give me the title of it.
Symphony, Speak to Me of Love.
Now, how much did they win?
All the way, $440.
Well, that's not bad.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Margot, and be sure that you get part of this swag. He recognizes a kindred soul. Or she. Well, thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista.
Miss Maria del Socorro Padilla is waiting to speak to you, Groucho.
Oh, well, goody, goody.
And her partner is a special guest, one of the all-time favorites of Hollywood, Mr. Hoot Gibson.
Well,
so, people, would you
welcome,
come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Say the secret word, and you each get $50. It's a common word, something you see every day. Maria del Socorro Padilla, huh? And Hoot Gibson? Hoot, it's nice to see you, Hoot.
Nice to see you. Thank you, Groucho.
Nice to see you, Hoot, old boy. This is quite a thrill for me, Hoot. Last time I saw you, you were making a personal appearance at, I think, the Roxy Theater in New York, or the Capitol Theater. Yeah. Boy, what a crowd there was, too. I still remember how I enjoyed your Western movies when I was just a little kid.
Well, thank you, Groucho. I enjoyed your pictures when I was a kid.
Actually, when he was chasing Indians, I was chasing school teachers. And vice versa. I'll get around to you in a minute, Hoot. I want to corral this little filly over here. Is she cute, huh? Maria del Socorro Padilla, huh? How much is that in United States currency?
Well, Padilla doesn't mean anything, Groucho, but Socorro means help.
Well, Maria, you're a beautiful girl, and I'll be as helpful as I can. Where are you from? Sweden?
I'm from Culiacan, Sinaloa.
Is that so? Well, is that in,
Mexico?
Oh, Mexico,
Yes,
huh?
sir.
Oh.
A wonderful state.
Well, I must be if you're a sample of what comes out of there.
Well, one of the important things is the agriculture, and they raise tomatoes. hot
They raised a
pepper.
pretty good tomato this time.
Well, it's famous for its beautiful women, too.
Yeah, well, I should think so. Are you married?
No, Groucho.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yes?
What are you giggling about, huh? I'm sorry to hear that. Is he with you tonight?
No, Groucho.
Where is he?
He's in Mexico.
Well, why are you living up here while your boyfriend lives in Mexico?
Well, I make more dollars up here, and he'll be making more pesos down there.
More pesos?
Yes. Pesos, not pesos.
Oh, well, when do you... What did I say?
You said, well, pesos mean kisses.
Kisses.
But pesos mean, like dollars.
Oh. Well, if you have enough pesos, you can get enough pesos. Huh? Well, Hoot, old boy, let's find out a few things about... How'd you get the name Hoot?
Well, that's not too long a story, Groucho. You see, when I was a kid at school in Decatur, that's in Nebraska, by the way.
It is?
We used to go back in these caves and, look for hoot owls.
Well, it's a good thing they called you Hoot instead of Owl.
I'm not kidding.
Today, you'd be a drugstore. When did you first crack the picture business, Hoot?
You trying to find out how old I am?
No, I can find out by the way you're looking at her, huh?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, Groucho, it was 1910.
That's when you broke in?
That's right. First picture I worked in was 1910. I was the first stuntman in the business here.
What kind of salary did you get in those days?
Well, all right, I'll give you that one, too. I got $2.50 for myself and $2.50 for my horse.
$250 a
No,
week?
$2.50.
And $250 for the horse?
That's right.
Well, you were a very big star. How many pictures did you star in, Hoot?
Well, as near as we could figure, Groucho, I made 200 silent pictures, and of course we know 72 sound.
Do you like Western movies, Maria?
Yes, I enjoy them. Very
Is
much.
there anything you care to ask Hoot Gibson? After all, he's one of the greatest Western stars of all time.
I wonder if he can sing.
Can he sing? What a question to ask a cowboy star like Hoot Gibson. Can a dog bark? Hoot, knock off a few bars of Home on the Range for this little tenderfoot here.
You kidding? I can't even whistle.
Well, you're a very interesting couple, and I wish I could say as much for myself. I certainly got a kick out of your horse, and I'm sure your millions of fans enjoyed seeing you again, Hoot. Now, let's play You Bet Your Life.
In the race for the $2,000, the first couple won $440, and the secret word is food.
All right, now you selected small towns and cities of the United States.
Yeah.
100?
Okay.
100. All right, and what state are these towns and cities? Napoleon, Bow Bells, Devil's Lake, Fargo, Cavalier, and McCluskey.
Should I say it?
Yes.
North Dakota?
North Dakota is right.
And you now have $200.
Imagine a girl from Mexico knowing where Fargo is. Boy, they certainly teach them well down there. What are you going to try now?
90?
90. Tyrone, Reading, McKeesport, Oil City, Pottsville, and Evansburg. What's the state?
Pennsylvania.
You ought to give part of that money back. That's too easy.
No, no.
And you now have $290.
Oh, now you're going to try what, 80?
80?
In what state are these towns and cities? Evergreen, Tuscaloosa, Talladega, Tuskegee, Prattville, and Guntersville.
Alabama?
Alabama's right.
Now five to $370.
Now, I presume you're going for 70, is that right? Here are the towns and cities. Logan, Provo, St. George, Kanab, and Ogden. What is the state?
Utah.
Utah is correct.
Wind up with $440.
I want to congratulate the entire Mexican school system. You're one of the most magnificent students I've ever seen. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Groucho, we have a married couple for you to meet now. Mr. and Mrs. William Dessert. Folks, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Married couple for dessert. Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and take home an extra $101. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mr. and Mrs. William Dessert, huh?
Well, it isn't dessert. It's desert, like the Sahara. Or
Well, I just
Mojave.
had dinner, so it's time for dessert. What is your first name, Mrs. Desert?
It's Catherine.
Catherine, huh? How long have you two been married, Bill?
14 years.
14 years. You've had the 7-year itch twice, huh? Bill, you certainly look happy enough. How's the marriage working out?
Well, if every marriage was like ours, why, it'd sure be a happy one.
Well, that's very refreshing. Instead of the usual Cold War, this is more like the spirit of Geneva. And you know what happened to the spirit of Geneva? Catherine, how old are you?
I'm 33.
And Bill?
36.
Do you have a family, Catherine?
Yes, we have 11 children.
Well, just be patient. What did you say? And you wish all marriages were like yours, Bill?
Yes, I do.
Do you realize that 10 million housewives just fainted? With 11 kids in each family, we'd have to have a new cabinet post. Secretary of Pablum. Well, supporting this brood must present a few problems, Bill. What kind of a job have you got?
Well, I have my own business, the Inglewood Auto Upholstery in Inglewood, and then I work for a division of the Garrett Corporation, Air Research Aviation Service Company.
Do you have a large house?
Yes, we have a big 12-room house and nursery for the girls or for the babies, and a dormitory for the boys, and a dormitory for the girls, and a fenced-in play yard, and it's all very convenient. We just have one problem with the, by the time the baths and the laundry's done, there's no hot water left. It's always cold.
No, it shouldn't bother him. He's been on hot water for 14 years. How is the housework organized? Do you use the 2-platoon system, or one for offense and one for defense?
No, we're pretty well organized.
You are?
Yeah, there's...
You are, but how is the house organized?
Well, there's, like, for the food, why, there's a...
You said the secret word, really. Food, I mean. So you each get $50.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Pretty well organized at their house. Same as every other house. Well, tell us, what is it like at mealtime?
Well, it takes a lot.
The Royal Gorge, I mean.
It takes a lot of food, and it. Well, Bill does the shopping, and he brings it home by the box load. 7 dozen eggs every week, and 3 loaves of bread a day, and maybe about 25 pounds of meat. It takes a lot of food.
Must be a lot of work cooking for a mob like that. Why don't you take them all to Romanov's restaurant? You could get out for around $3,000. Well, suppose you go to a movie. What do you do for babysitters? Do you hire a squad of Marines?
Well, no, we just have one babysitter, but he is a football player.
Why do you have a football player? Are these kids unruly?
A little at times.
Well, how do you keep the kids entertained on Sundays? You go out on picnics?
Well, we usually have company in on Sundays.
It's always a picnic.
Company, eh? Well, with that mob, how can you tell when you have company?
You have to count, you know.
It doesn't bother Bill, I don't imagine. He sees a new face in the living room, just claims another deduction. Well, it sounds like a wonderful family. Where are the kids now? Do you think they're all sound asleep?
Groucho, if I may interrupt.
Well, you certainly may, George. You invariably do.
Well, when I knew the people were coming, I asked them if it would be possible to bring their children, and they did, and they're backstage. And,
well, bring them out. Well, here, bring them up here. Come here, Shorty. Oh, brother. Give me the baby. Give me the baby. Well, you certainly hit the jackpot. You've got a family to be proud of. So sit on the floor while your mother and father try to win some money.
In the race for the $2,000, the first couple and the second couple are tied with $440 each.
Well, you selected sports. And remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is. Now, what do you want to start with? All you kids have a chance to answer this.
Yeah, we'll go for broke. We'll go for 100.
You're going for 100?
Yeah.
Well, bring mine out, too. Huh? Let her get in there. Come on out, Melinda, and sit with the kids. Huh?
Oh, really?
Oh.
Sit down there with the kids. All right, for $100, a highlight of the social season in England is the English Derby, or Derby. At what famous track, a few miles from London, is the English Derby held?
Churchill's down?
I think so. Churchill Down.
Any of you kids want to take a whack at this?
Churchill Downs.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's named after an old salt. It's Epsom Downs.
Oh.
Well, you still have half your $100. You have $50.
All right.
Well, we'll still go.
90?
Mm-hmm.
What major college football team is nicknamed the Crimson Tide?
It's Alabama, isn't it?
Alabama, right.
Alabama.
You now have $140.
80?
80?
With what sport are these men associated? Sam Jones, Gene Conley, Al Kaline, and Jim Pearsall.
Baseball.
Baseball is right.
You now have $220.
Oh, well. Here, you come up here, huh? You're not going to cry, are you? Oh, gosh, she's heavy, huh? You're next. All right, for 70? 70? What is the professional football team from Baltimore called?
The Colts.
The Colts is right.
And you wind up with $290.
Well, thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth.
Groucho, just a minute. We have a surprise for all you kids.
Here's something for you.
Well, as a matter
A
of
little
fact, we have...
DeSoto automobile, and we have one for each of the children. Is that right?
Yes, one. Oh, of course. One for each of the
We have
children.
one for each of the
We'll give it to you
children.
right after you
And
get
we'll
off
give them
stage
after
here.
show.
Ah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
And that means that our first two couple, Mrs. Left and Mr. Back, Miss Padilla and Mr. Hoot Gibson, with $440. In just 1 minute, we'll get the chance at the $1,500 question. And here are the winning couples, Groucho, all tied for the $1,500 question. Come on back in here, please. We have given you all these slips of paper. You will decide upon an answer between you, and if both couples get the answer right, you'll divide the money between you two.
One of the greatest advances in medical science was the development of antiseptic surgery in 1865. For $1,500, who was the great English surgeon who founded modern antiseptic surgery? Write it down. What was the answer? Let me see the answers. No, I'm sorry. You had Mad Anthony Wayne here or something, huh? Sir Joseph Lister is correct. Congratulations. Irene Left and Robert Back win $1,500. Congratulations and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And thanks to all of you for showing up, and good night. Good night, folks. Go in and see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow. And when you do, Tell them Groucho sent you.
This is George Fenneman signing off with a message from the National Safety Council. See that children play only in approved play areas, never in the street or near moving traffic.